So I think your last game is how everyone would dream a last game might go. You scored the game-winning goal in a close game, but you had no idea that was going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that game was great. I felt good about that, but really, I felt like that was just a representation of how our team has been this whole year and kind of our resilience and grit and our poise. I mean, that was obviously a close game. We were down at points, and we all stayed poised and focused and were able to pull it off. So I obviously feel good about my contribution, but I also think that just as a team, that was a great way to go out and really fun to at least get one last game in home pool and have a win. So
We've asked everyone about this, but what's that moment like when you find out there won't be any more games?
I mean, at first it was definitely just a huge shock. Um, I think everyone just didn't really know what to think or how to feel, especially just fellow seniors on the team. Obviously, it's a really big deal to just be done all of a sudden when water polo has been such a huge part of our lives. But I think going into that day and the day after, we had team meetings, and JT and the coaching staff has done a really good job throughout this whole process. We had obviously some clues that things were changing, and we weren't expecting this, but for the potential. And we talked a lot about how the sport of water polo has taught us kind of only control what we can control. I mean, in a game situation, there's the reffing, there's things that you can't control, and just kind of we've learned just to sort of apply that to life and ways that we can kind of accept what's happening and move on and do the best we can do with the circumstances. So I think trying to paint a broader picture on the problem and realize the broader impacts was a really good way to kind of help us cope a little with obviously a really devastating situation.
We've asked this question, and for all I know, Stanford is already producing some 10-minute feature about your life and times. But how would you kind of address your teammates and your coaches about what your time at Stanford has meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge impact on my life. Obviously, which a lot of people have mentioned already, is just the relationships you make and the teammates you meet and all of those experiences. And completely, like, just the whole water polo portion was huge. But I also think a huge thing that I've gained from Stanford is the aspects that are not related to water polo. Our team does a lot of things that are completely unrelated, that have to do with like leadership, public speaking, confidence, and just being interested and confident in yourself and what you're going to do. So I think that I will take away a lot of those things that are not related to water polo, that although I'm really upset that it was cut short on the water polo front, I'm really thankful for all that I've learned from my teammates and coaching staff and just the experiences I've had.
We've talked about athletes maybe playing another year or continuing on elsewhere. Is there more water polo in your future some way, somehow?
Yeah, I mean, the eligibility factor is a really big decision for sure. I was initially planning on playing abroad next year, hopefully. So I'm not sure what will happen with that because obviously a lot's in flux right now. So that's going to be a big decision for me. But I was planning on playing one more year of some sort. So I'm not sure if I'll be abroad or if I'll be at school, but that's going to be a big decision I'll have to think about.
What's been the communication like amongst you and your teammates?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot. We've been trying to have virtual meetings as a team, which has been really fun. We actually just had a Zoom meeting today, which was great to see all the coaches and everyone. So we're trying to do those regularly and weekly to keep in touch with each other, and definitely individually as well. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of my teammates, FaceTiming, texting. So yeah, I've been really trying to keep in touch with them and make sure I see them still.
Well, we've had some athletes on just previously from Canada, from Australia. You're from the state of Washington, right? Which in the U.S. water polo system is a little bit of an outlier at that higher level for college water polo. What has it meant for you to kind of represent your home state and play water polo at the highest level?
Yeah, I mean, that's been great. We had a club team when I was younger. I was a swimmer, and then I had kind of a smaller club team at home. And so it's been really fun to kind of follow people I've played with within the state. Water polo is already a pretty small community and a really close community. So it's been nice to have that even smaller bubble from home. It's always fun to go home. I coach a lot in the summers, and it's really fun to watch younger players get excited about the sport. And I'm thankful that I can be hopefully a role model for some people that might think Washington's not the best place to come from. And hopefully they feel like they can do it. And it's been really fun to see that and be a part of that.
That sounds great. I'm still waiting for the Supersonics to go back to Seattle. So
I know, it's a bummer.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's NHL coming soon, right? Yeah. One step closer. Hannah, last thing, whether water polo continues or this is the end of the road, what is this sport giving you? If you think about what you'll do next, career, wherever else you're headed, what have you learned and gained from water polo?
Yeah, I think sort of like I said earlier, and some people were saying, is definitely the leadership qualities and the confidence under pressure and being able to stay poised and focused even when things aren't going your way. Obviously, a game is a little different than life, but when things aren't going well, I feel like my team in Stanford has been doing a really good job of staying calm and focusing on what's next and making the best of situations. So I think that's something I'll definitely take with me, and I'm really excited to have as a skill set from water polo for sure.
Excellent. Hannah Shabb, Stanford Cardinal, still the defending NCAA champions since this season stops here. Yeah. Thanks so much for your time, and best of luck with whatever's next.
Thank you.